Hi.
Howdy, everybody.
Happy Tuesday. We are so excited about tonight's live. I have so much to share with you guys about the Vlogger Cruise and our time in New Orleans beforehand. Seriously, like amazing trip. And we can't wait to share some of that stuff with you. So before we go in and say hi to everybody, kind of want to get it kicked off because we have a lot of stuff to go through, and then we'll go in and say hi to everybody. Let's talk about New Orleans first, because we got there 2 days ahead of time, right?
Yes.
Our escorts for our New Orleans time were Josh and Amanda from Have Luggage Will Travel.
Yeah, as we landed at the airport, our flight was delayed just enough that they were able to pick us up at the airport. We were at the getting our luggage.
Yes.
And they said, we are 10 minutes from the airport. And we're like...
It's the clouds parted and there was like heavenly intervention. Like we walked out with our luggage and they happened to pull up. It was perfect. So we got to spend time with them. They
picked us up at the airport like 10 o'clock in the morning on Friday.
They are the consummate hosts. They are the most graciously amazing
Have
people.
Luggage Will Travel. That's their channel, guys. They live in northern Louisiana. They made the 4-hour drive down to New Orleans to hang out with us and multiple channels. They stayed at our hotel for the 2 nights and dropped us off at the cruise port, guys.
Not only did they drop us off, but they went back and they got Howie Cruise. And then they went back and they got Mike from Clock Adventures. And they went back multiple times and dropped everybody off. And I can't say enough about what amazing people they are. We just love them so much.
Cuddle Huddles.
So... Cuddle Huddles. I like it.
Let's say hi to everybody.
All right.
Before we get going.
I'll do it first. Daniel Fields, you were the first in the chat. And God, it was so great to meet you and Nancy in person. You guys are amazing people and darn good looking, if I might say so. They are good looking people.
He has all his hair.
And she is equally beautiful. You're beautiful people, Daniel and Nancy. I just want you to know that. And then Meg, girl, love you so much. And then let's see, we have Katie P. Love you, girl. We have Jonathan Short from the 6 Traveling Shorts. So happy you're here. Thank you so much. Mama's Adventures. Hey, girl. And Traveler Buzz. Hi, guys. And then Mike from Clock Family Adventures. Love you, fella. I can't wait to meet your wife, Mike. We had such a great time with you. Josie J, how you doing? Cruise Nuts is here. Eddie Lugo Studios.
Arc Adventures, Antoinette at Fun.
Oh my God, love you guys so much. Antoinette at Fun. Escape it. Oh, Robin and Steve are here. Hi, guys.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Tony G is
Gary
here.
Gary. Hi. Gary, so glad you made it.
Eddie Lugo with all his pineapples.
Yes, we're going to talk about that, Eddie Lugo, because you got blamed for something that you may or may not have done. So we'll talk about that. So anyway.
Dana's here. Hi, Dana.
Hi, Dana. So first stop in New Orleans was Manos. And see, what Josh and Amanda did is they took us off the beaten path. They didn't take us to the touristy places. They took us to like where the locals go, right? Like all the good places. Tony G, 1975. How you doing?
Have Luggage is here.
P&B's
Wide World of Ports.
Hi.
We met them in person.
Oh, God. I
Bill
love Becca.
Armstrong.
Yep. Hi, Bill. Oh, I loved meeting P&B. They were awesome. I didn't get to spend any time with you. Listen, Becca, we had that thing going in the terminal where we were like directing traffic, and I felt like we bonded. Let me know if you felt the same in the chat, because I felt like...
And you did say Andrea and Andy.
I did, yes. I can't wait.
It was great seeing them in person.
You guys are on the agenda. So stick around because
we have some New Orleans.
Yes.
Now, just a little back history. Josh and Amanda, they lived north of New Orleans by 4 hours. But a few years ago, when Josh got his promotion, he was given New Orleans as his territory. And, you know, he's at a position where he's like a district or area regional supervisor over multiple people. And the area was New Orleans. So he knew everywhere.
Beach Please. Oh girl,
Beach Please is here.
I'm so glad you guys are here. You're on the agenda. So stick around.
Josh knew all the good places to go to.
Yes.
So as Laura said, we started with Manos. We went there,
Mhm.
and what did we have?
I had a roast beef and ham kind of po' boy thing, and I'm going to tell you something. That sucker was so good that it's one of those things that, like, at lunchtime when you're like, I don't know what I want to eat, that pops in your head, and you're like, man, I wish I could have that right now.
Yeah,
that was one of those things.
I ate one too, and then half of hers.
Yep, it was delicious.
It was.
And then they took us to Drago's, which I thought was absolutely delicious.
No, we did the Koshan Butcher.
Oh, but that was next.
That was later that night.
Yep.
And
that was also really good.
drinking some. They were making fun of me because I couldn't remember the name of the local beer, but they had these mugs, man. They were real big, round, but they were kind of short. I'd say they were probably 20 to 24 ounces, and I had several of those, and it had like a citrusy grapefruit type essence to it, and I mistakenly called it "Pull My Finger Ale." Yeah, and that's not what it was called. No. That probably wouldn't be good marketing.
They had good cocktails. I don't even remember all that I drank, but I had many.
So much at lunch that when we went to dinner, I was battling, but I had a monster muffaletta sandwich, and it was incredible. And at the Koshan Butcher, they are butchering meat right behind the counter, and you can watch them while they're doing it. And it was really a really cool place.
We tried boudin.
Yes,
we tried boudin. I'm still not sure what it is, but we tried it, and it was good. I can't remember what it tasted like because I had many cocktails at that point.
I wasn't as adventurous as you were, but I really wasn't real super hungry at that point. But the food was outstanding.
It was really good, yeah.
And then we went back to the hotel. Yep. And at the hotel, we ran into Jamie and Sharon and their posse in the lobby. They were staying at the same hotel. I saw a little bit of Jimmy. Yeah. Jimmy was showing a little bit. He's just like, hey. Slightly, yeah. He had a case of beer in the lobby, and he gave me a beer, and I was like, yeah. And then Laura's like, we got to go to bed. Yes. I'm like, okay.
Because we knew a long week was ahead.
Yeah, we had to get up early in the morning. Yep. And in the morning, we went to
the first morning, we went to Toast. Toast, that is another not trendy place that Josh and Amanda took us to. I had to think really hard. What they had grits there that are the best grits I've ever had in my entire life. I don't even know what they put in them, but they were off the chain delicious.
The food was awesome.
The food was wow. It was really, really good.
It was an old corner grocery. And see, when you're with Josh, man, Josh is incredible. He's like the ultimate tour guide. As we're driving through New Orleans, he's pointing out this, that, giving you historical information about different locations. And he was just the epitome of the perfect tour director. And that Friday night, we also walked around, and he showed us all over the place. We can't remember it all. It's kind of a blur, but
we were drinking too.
Toast was a corner, and they don't drink, and they tolerated us.
They made sure we got to our room.
They put up with us. Yeah. But it was an old corner grocery store, which is a common thing there. And they convert them into restaurants, and that's what Toast was, and it was outstanding. That's what we had for breakfast. Then what?
Then that we went to Cafe Du Monde, but I think it was that day later in the day.
That was at lunch.
Yep, at lunchtime. And then that night that's when we went to go handle the dogs.
Yes.
We went to Drago's, which was a really amazing seafood restaurant. So at Drago's, we had Cruise Nuts with us. We had Eddie and Alice Lugo. We had Mike from Clock Family Adventures with us. We had Gary and Teresa Manning were there. Josh and Amanda. Howie Cruz was there. If I forget anybody, I think we had Stacy and Dave were with us. And if I forget you, I'm so sorry. But we had a lot of people there. It was amazing.
Cruise Nuts.
Yep, I mentioned Cruise Nuts. Mike from Cruise Nuts stuck his nuts in everybody's face at Drago's. He had a long pole with nuts hanging, selfie stick with nuts hanging down.
He has a giant selfie stick. I'm not.
So that is going to be the forever memory at Drago's. Is that we all had Mike from Cruise Nuts.
We had the traveling Mannings there
in our face. Yeah, that was amazing. So then the next morning was the day of the cruise, and we went to Ruby Slipper for breakfast, and that was off the hook as well.
Oh, that was
amazing,
crazy breakfast. It was outstanding. I think I had the bananas Foster's French toast, if I remember correctly, and I had Teresa Manning's biscuit. Yeah. And she's the first person from the South that I know that doesn't like. I know it doesn't sound good,
right?
It was done with permission. She freely gave me her biscuit.
She did right in front of everybody.
And it was. I want to tell you, it was a cat head biscuit.
Yep.
Right, Josh? Am I getting it right?
Yep.
and it was outstanding. It was. I kind of wished the Bananas Foster's French toast was incredible. They put like, I never seen that many raisins on any kind of dish anywhere. You know, usually they skimp on the raisins, but it was so good. But when I ate that cat head biscuit, I thought, man, I should have got biscuits and gravy.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Didn't. Yeah, and I skipped.
And it was delicious.
But I should have got both. But it started pouring rain, and that was kind of the bad thing. It was absolutely pouring, and we walked to the restaurant, to Ruby Slippers. So at that point, we had no choice but to get Uber back to the hotel, and we did that, and then got shuttled to the cruise port by Josh and Amanda, and that was the okay. So
that was New Orleans. So then
now we're to the cruise port.
Yes.
There was a couple knocks against NCL on this cruise, and now this was our first NCL cruise. A lot of people were curious what we thought about it. Because we have extensive experience with Carnival and Royal, and we did one cruise with Celebrity, and the cruise terminal for NCL, it was a nightmare, guys. We have not encountered anything like this post pandemic. Our check-in time was 9:30. In fact, I had 9, I think, and Laura, my mom, had 9:30.
Yeah,
we got there at 9:15. We did not step on the ship until like 10 minutes to 12.
It was a long wait.
We were sitting in the cruise terminal forever. Now it wasn't so bad because we were in there and it was like a huge family reunion. It was a party. Yeah. Everybody was like, whoa, hey, everybody was like meeting everybody. And that's where we met probably the most people during the whole week. Because they were all stuck in that cruise terminal. And it was like, you're seeing these guys and those guys. And here comes by. You hear people cheering. It's J&D coming in. You hear cheering. It's EECC
Josh Holcomb and his mom walked in and the place went crazy.
And that, awesome. that helped us kill time.
Yeah.
But if we weren't doing that, if it was just a normal cruise and we were sitting there going, that wouldn't have been good. We would have not liked it. So from that point of view, that wasn't very impressive. It felt like we were back in like 2017. We're used to live in the cruise terminal for hours before you got on a ship.
So to carry on with the conversation about what we thought about Norwegian, the food was amazing. I mean, coming off of the trip to New Orleans where we had such great food, I was a little concerned that we were going to get on the ship and it was going to be like, because, we ate so good the 2 days before, but the food was good. I really liked Oceans. The food in the dining room, we ate in all 3 of the dining rooms, and it was all good every time. That's pretty much where we ate, was Oceans in the dining rooms, right? Well, we had 2 specialty dinners. One was at Teppanyaki, which was amazing. We had dinner there with Brian and Julie from How We Cruise. And then Lorraine and I went to, Mike Clark was there too.
Yes.
And then we had the Italian restaurant. Lorraine and I went. Eddie had a really bad migraine. Lorraine and I went to the Italian restaurant, and that was absolutely delicious.
So we had Savor, Taste, and the Manhattan Room. Those are the names of the 3 main dining rooms on the Breakaway. Now the Manhattan Room is kind of cool because there's like a little a jazz band in there. There's live music, so it's really neat.
It was cool.
The menus are, I think, identical on all 3. And as she said, the food is really good. The menu isn't really extensive, but everything we tried on the menu is really, really good.
And the dining time, you can expect to be there. We were there. It takes a long time. You could be upwards of 2 hours for your dinner. However, the night that we had, we wanted to get out of there to go see the rumor show. At Sid Norman's, we told the guy we got to be out of here by 7 p.m.
Yes.
We showed up at 5:30 and he had us out of there by 7.
We were with Mark and Stephanie from the Cruise World. We were eating with them that night, and we've been on 2 cruises with them now, and we kept trying to get together for dinner, and then we had different plans after dinner, so we were going our separate ways after that.
We didn't get to spend enough time with any of you on this cruise, and that was impossible
to do. The dinner with Brian and Julie also had Andrea and Andy from Mark Adventures with us, and that was really cool. And then Brian and Julie had after dinner plans, and they had to leave before dessert came because it took so long.
It did take a long time.
We were just talking to Andy and Andrea, and we were laughing and having a good time. And it was so funny because when they brought our desserts, we were like, "Oh yeah, we were waiting on these." It's kind of funny. It's funny how if you're enjoying yourself and spending time with new friends and people that you wanted to meet, the little inconveniences that would bug you in a normal situation didn't bug us,
Nah,
right?
they're no big deal.
So we try to be objective about it and think about over 2 hours for dinner. That is a little long, and but Oceans is it's great, but it's almost too convenient. We ate there too much.
We ate there a lot.
Yeah, we ate there a lot.
We did,
and we ate there for lunch, breakfast. I don't think we did dinner. We did. There's no late night pizza.
No,
You can get it through room service, but we heard bad reviews on it. So if you wanted a late night snack, you were going to Oceans again. And Oceans is open 24 hours. We're impressed with that. That's pretty good. Now we skipped a really important thing. They went back to the old school Stone Age muster drill in person, and anyone that was stuck in the atrium on deck 6 where we were, and there was probably 1,000 people all in that area, lined up shoulder to shoulder, front to back. And it, with all those people, it got so hot in there, and we were standing for forever, and they weren't really giving us any direction on how long this is going to take. And then they were yelling at people to be quiet. And
they were like literally telling us to shut up.
And
people were talking. It was a little odd.
Yelling at us for being on our phones.
Yeah, there's 3 things that were really absolutely, well, 4 things. 4 things are absolutely ridiculous. Number 1, that they went back to the old muster station drills. It's just absolutely stupid. Number 2, that you have some people that are in the theater nice and comfortable, and then other people standing with hundreds and hundreds of people standing for.
There was elderly people
ready to pass out.
They were getting walked out of there because they couldn't stand any longer. And they need to go back to the muster drill for sure.
And then the last thing was, and this, I literally laughed out loud at this, at the very, very end of the muster drill, they were like, okay, so group, they had like people standing there with these numbers, like, you know, D2, that's where you had to get your card scanned. They're like, okay, D1, you guys can leave. And everybody looked at him and laughed, and everybody just walked out.
And
like,
everybody
waited for their
it was a good indication what would happen if there was an emergency where we'd have to go to the lifeboats. You'd be fighting. It would be like Mad Max Beyond the Thunderdome, and only the fittest will make it to the lifeboat. And I'm going to tell you, because these people were ridiculous. They were like, oh, jammed in.
Well,
There's some guy yelling in the back, clear a path to the stairwell. I'm like, where do you think we're all going? To the elevator? You know, it's like just
it was ridiculous.
Yeah,
it was really, really
really
bad.
silly. And I'm looking around. They can't do that. And I heard the same thing. Now, we had people are like, it was fine for us. My mom was in a theater because she was in the single studio rooms, and so she was sitting in the theater. Oh, I met this person and that person, and oh, this lady was so nice, and that guy was really nice. Now that lady talked real dirty, but she was still a nice lady. I'm like, that's great, Mom. But yeah, it was okay for her. But anyone else who was stuck in the center of the ship, standing,
I'm laughing at what Blaine from Rally Creative Treadle just said. My thing is, during an emergency, I'm not going halfway across the ship to my muster if things are going down. Sorry, Blaine, me and you, buddy. I hear you.
I got bad news for you guys. I looked at the side of the light post. It says they hold 303 people.
I'm calling BS on that.
You probably can't get 100 people in there.
No, sir.
Not American people.
Not Americans.
See, there's a guy that was in the theater.
We're thick, and some of us are.
Daniel Fields was in the theater.
See, Daniel, you got the good spot, friend, because we did not get the good spot.
Okay.
So I wanted to say this.
Yeah.
I've never been on a bad cruise.
No.
I love cruising. I love the old ships, the new ships. I like the new better than the old, but I love every ship I'm on. I'm not a nitpicky person, but I will tell you that muster drill has me thinking twice about whether or not I want to cruise again on NCL, because it was that big of a deal for me.
There's a couple other things too. Another thing that I noticed right away in the news, pretty heavy, and probably about 6 weeks leading up to this cruise, NCL made news because they laid off and got rid of crew members.
Yeah.
They reduced their head count with their crew members. And that was painfully evident at the bars. They had one bartender, 2 maybe. And it was great. After that muster drill, they knew everybody is going to go to the bar, and the whiskey bar, the malting bar, they had one bartender, and she was so aggravated. She was yelling at customers, at guests, because they were, you know, getting a little
Mm-hmm.
stressed out because it was taking forever to get their drinks, and she was snapping at people and really agitated.
But you know
And
what made me proud though, in spite of all that, I saw a lot of our friends, a lot of people in this chat actually that were tipping well, that were patient and tipping well and just rolling with it.
yeah,
And that made it better.
and
It
that's
really
good.
did.
But what I was going to get to is, you can tell they're not very happy. The crew members, they're not, or they're told not to be as personable as the crew members on Royal, Celebrity, and Carnival, because you didn't get that same vibe off of them.
That's true.
And it felt like it was like a uniform. That's how they're told to operate. I'm not saying they weren't rude. They were very hardworking.
Mm-hmm.
They did a great job.
Mm-hmm.
They were running around hustling, but you didn't get that real friendly, fun, chit chatty thing with them. Because I don't care how busy it is on a Carnival ship, they can be super swamped and they'll still joke around a little bit, smile, laugh, and everything's good.
The crew members are not having a good time, and it made me feel bad for them.
Yeah,
I did. I felt bad for them.
And any of you guys in here that disagree, let us know in the comments.
Destination Fun said that we were on that ship pre-COVID, and you could tell the crew members were not happy. So, that makes me, hey, PK Dynamite, that makes me feel sad for them. I feel bad for them.
And our buddy Mike Clark, he was also in the theater, and he says very unorganized as well.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm not criticizing the crew on the NCL breakaway.
It's not their fault. They're short-staffed.
I'm telling you that they're short-staffed, and I believe they're not encouraged to be as personable as they are on the other cruise lines. So it was a little different for us. Now, if we were on that cruise line without a bazillion friends, now keep in mind, I'm giving you this perspective. This is separate from the Vlogger Cruise. Okay, don't mix up these two things. We had friends with us every turn, everywhere we went. There was somebody there we knew. We were with people the entire week. The entire week we had people with us. At just about every single turn, and if we didn't have people, we were walking somewhere, we're running into people we knew. So it was a totally different type of cruise where you don't
really engage with the staff as much as you normally would.
Now, if we were in our normal cruise mode where we go all over the ship, go to different bars, and we make buddies with bartenders and crew members and wait staff, it wouldn't have felt the same as what we're used to. And that's how I'm just telling you from that perspective.
Beach Please said that the crew all seemed angry. I agree with that. I agree with that.
Okay, thank you. Because that's the vibe I felt, especially the bartenders, because they were getting really agitated.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why is there only one bartender? There should have been minimum 2.
Yeah.
There should have been 3 servers running around at every single bar. And they were short staffing, short changing everybody.
Yeah.
And then I also heard usually see your room steward a lot more often. Now, our room steward did a good job.
He did.
But we're really, really tidy.
Yeah.
Man. We keep everything really organized. You know, we got those shoe bags hanging on the walls with everything in it. And
all you got to do is make our bed and replace our towels. Like, we clean up everything. We're pretty tidy people. Yeah.
So we're really easy. So it's hard for us to measure the service, because we don't get a lot of service. We don't have them bringing buckets of ice and robes and slippers. And where's my pipe, Jeeves? We don't do all that.
Jeeves.
So, but I will tell you, I only physically ran into our room steward maybe 4 or 5 times all week long. And usually I'm tripping over those guys on every other cruise line, you know, and they're yelling at us down the hall. You know, and for you guys don't know, my legal name is William Edwards, so they call me Mr. William on the cruises.
Mr. William.
Mr. William.
We didn't get none of that.
And I usually make about 12 new crew buddies, and I didn't make any on this ship. So
then
that was different.
Let's knock out the other couple of areas of opportunity.
Watergate.
We
were promised 6 liters of water to be in our room when we got on the cruise, and it wasn't there. And now you might be thinking, what's the big deal? Correct me if I'm wrong, Mike Clock, Beach Please. I think it was $6.50 a bottle for those liters of water. It's either $5.50 or $6.50.
Yeah.
Okay. We were supposed to get it free. That was the point.
Yeah.
Laura called them and said, hey, listen, we're supposed to get the water. And they're like, sorry, Charlie, you're not getting no water. You know, basically just blew her right off. And, you know, Laura even told me, she said, you know, this is a huge vlogger cruise, and you have
You have
YouTube channels.
75, 80 YouTube channels on here, and you're going to argue. You're going to argue with us over water.
Yeah, it was
like I didn't think it was the smartest thing in the world for them to do.
Now Sharon at C and
Josh
Holcomb and Tony, they all got busy, and they got after them, and Elisa from EECC got after them and made them deliver the water. And some people got 6 bottles delivered 2 times.
Yeah.
You know, so people got double water, but we didn't get the water till like day 3.
Yeah.
But that wasn't so much water; it's just the principle of it, that they're going to make you work that hard over something that small.
That was one of your the benefits of being in a group cruise, one of the incentives.
And when they didn't give you bottles of water, guys, you know how like you go to the bar in a normal cruise ship and you get, hey man, give me, you know, you get your alcohol and you get a bottle of water to take with you. They didn't do that.
Oh, Mike Clark, you're so goofy. He said, I got my water the first day. Then when I got it straight, I got 6 more, and he's going to sell it on eBay.
There you go. You
might make some money on there. Sell it for at least $6.50 a bottle, Mike.
Yeah, man.
You make some money. So I think pretty much we covered all the area of opportunities, but let's talk about some of the really great things that they had. My favorite thing on like the entire cruise, besides all the friends and all the fun that we had on our excursions, was the rumor concert that they had in Sid Norman's.
Yeah, NCL is known for having really good food. Mm-hmm. This is what we learned from our research. Again, the first NCL cruise, and really good entertainment.
Yeah.
Laura and I we don't do shows. What we do
We're not
is
show people.
We like going and watching live music on cruise ships. And the Sid Norman's, the Rumors tribute. What was it? The band did the Fleetwood Mac album Rumors from 1977. Had a little video intro, like showing commercials from 1977. And before every song, they gave you a history of that song, that particular song, the album, everything. So they were like doing spoken word in between every song, and it was incredible.
I frigging loved it. I danced, I sang. I shook my booty all concert long.
It was awesome.
I loved it.
The bad thing is Sid Norman's is absolutely tiny.
It is too small.
And in order to get in to see that show, you have to be in line like an hour and a half early. And it's a ridiculously long line. And the people at the end of the line don't get in because they run out of room before, it's full before the people at the very end of the line can get in. So those people get stuck staying in line again for the show that's 2 hours later. What's funny?
Blaine, you're always going to get me in trouble. He said that he just had a knock at his door and it was Amazon delivering somebody's water.
It probably would be.
You're so goofy. But I loved that show. The comedians were really good. We had a cool thing happen. We went to Oceans one night. I don't know, it was around midnight. And we were just grabbing something to eat. And a gentleman came up to us. He's like, hey, man, do you mind if I sit with you and grab a bite to eat? We're like, absolutely, have a seat. We're chit-chatting with them. And it was one of the comedians. It was Kenny. And so he had, we ate together. And the funny thing is that while we were sitting there eating, well, this part isn't funny, but someone crop dusted us. Okay, we're sitting there eating, and we got crop dusted by somebody walking by Oceans. And when that happened, I looked at Kenny and I said, Kenny, you need to mention this in your comedy act, because it ain't cool to be, crop dusting people while they're eating. And we went to his show the next night, and he mentioned it. He told people you shouldn't be crop dusting people while they're eating at Oceans.
He did say that.
Pretty funny.
It was pretty funny. He was cool too. We talked comedy with him, and he's a really cool guy. I promised him we would go to the show, and we did. So we did watch the comedians. They were hilarious, and the Rumors show was highly recommended. Get in line, be the first one in line, make sure you get a good seat.
Get in line 2 hours before, because an hour and 15 minutes was not enough. If you want a good seat, get there
at least an hour and a half. Yeah, at least an hour and a half.
Oh, jinx. All right.
But it was awesome, and so that was great. And as far as the other, and I'm not making this into just a slamming NCL type of commentary, but I personally don't like how dark the Breakaway is. The Breakaway is like this real dark walnut, everything, everywhere.
You know what it reminds you of? It reminds you of your aunt or your grandma's house that has all the dark wood paneling. everywhere. You ever go to that house and you walk in and it's all that dark wood paneling? That's what it reminds you of a little bit.
Or like going to like an old, like a real nice public library where everything's like that. You got all that, and it's like everything's got this real dark theme to it, and and you end up sucked in the middle of the ship around Ocean's, like right by the atrium where everything is. They got this big screen. You guys there?
Are we back?
We disappeared for a second.
We missed you.
But that's where they do Deal or No Deal, and all those different things are right there. So you end up in the middle of the ship, and you're not near any windows, and it's easy to forget you're on a cruise ship at times. So again, we'll have to do NCL again.
For sure, but I think we want to go on a newer ship.
Yeah, we definitely will. The Breakout was super nice. Yes. Now, don't get us wrong.
Yes, it was very nice.
Super nice, and I will give it, here's some really big pluses. Best air conditioning on any cruise ship we've been on.
For sure.
I mean, the air conditioning, we never even had to turn it all the way down. Usually, first thing we do on a Carnival ship, I don't care if it's a Mardi Gras, Celebration, Vista, Panorama, any of them, we got to turn the air all the way down as cold as it gets. Yeah. And it's never quite cold enough, right? Mm-hmm. That one, we were like one notch above the coldest, and a couple times we had to raise it up a little bit because it was like you felt like icicles were going to form. Yeah,
I busted out the extra blanket, and I can tell you, I don't think I've ever busted out the extra blanket before. And I'm like, I'm cold. I'm getting, and I'm
always
blanket.
hot. Yes. So there's the first cruise ship I've been on where I didn't get hot, like in the middle of the night, waking up, going, "Oh my God, I'm burning up." It didn't happen. That was great. The other thing, Starlink, guys.
Yeah,
that is a game changer. Now we've had it on 2 ships in a row. Mm-hmm. We had it on Royal Caribbean, Oasis of the Seas, and now we had it on this one.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you, we could do anything we wanted. We could live stream. I could upload video. I had no issues. Now, some people said, I read Robin or Steve earlier had said that he heard people on the lower decks had issues using it, like in the room or whatnot. But we were in 13. Had no issues at all, and that was so. Same thing on Royal Caribbean. We were able to do anything we wanted with the Wi-Fi, and it didn't make you feel bad paying all that money for it.
Yeah,
because it's expensive. Everything on NCL is expensive. The drink package is expensive. It was included in our fare, but our fare was expensive.
Yeah,
but the Wi-Fi, I think we paid like $400 or something like that for 2 of us to upgrade.
Best Wi-Fi.
But the Wi-Fi and the air conditioning were great. Not great. Now a lot of people don't watch TV on cruises. We do. And I wasn't crazy about the TV stations that they had. But I believe I give them, they're a little better than Royal, in my opinion. Their TV situation is a little better. But out of the 3 of them, Carnival is the best of those 3 on the TV front. If you hit to fall asleep watching TV, that's a good thing. That was a thing. Now, I'm comparing it to newer Carnival ships. The old Carnival ships, the TV situation is really pretty dire. Like you can't rent movies or do anything like that. Those are old ones.
So let's talk about the karaoke. So I haven't karaokeed in like 10 years. And I was determined. I am karaokeing on the ship. I got with Andrea from Arc Adventures. I'm like, girl, let's do it. I sing low. Can you sing high? She said, yes, we can. So we did some research, figured out we're going to sing Don't Go Breaking My Heart by Elton John. And I forget the girl's name's like Kiki, whatever her name is. So we're doing it, right? We go up there, we sign up for it. They have like numbers across the screen that are showing you, like, you got 4 people till, it's your song. And Andrea's like, I'm going to run and use the restroom real quick. So she runs and she uses the restroom. We were sitting with Arc Adventures and we met Beach Please for the first time. Super excited to meet those guys.
You were sitting with us.
I was sitting there with Betsy, and Andrea ran to the restroom, and they called the 4th person before us, and they're like, Sally no shows. So we got 3 people in front of us, and I'm thinking, oh. And they're like, Lisa no shows. And we got 2 people in front of us, and I'm thinking, man, Andrea's not going to make it back in time. What are we going to do? So I look at Betsy and I'm like, you're going to have to help me out here. Just met her for the first time. And I'm like, you got to help me out here. You're going to have to go up there with me. And will you do it? And she was like, absolutely. Bonded in that moment right there. Any person that wouldn't leave you hanging, to go up there and karaoke by yourself? You're
Betsy's
okay.
awesome.
You're okay in my book.
I will tell you what, most people would have left you hanging.
They would have left me hanging.
Betsy was like, yeah, what are we singing?
She's like, let's do it.
She jumped right up.
So the next person, you know, Rachel, and of course Rachel doesn't show up, and they're like, Andrea, and I'm like, here we go. So we get up there, right? And we start singing. And I thought we were, you know, I was drinking, so I thought we probably sounded better than we really did. However, I look over.
There's video.
There's video. Yes, that will be in a vlog. I can promise you that'll be in a vlog. So all of a sudden, I see Andrea come in out of the corner of my eye, and she's going, "What is going on?" So Betsy jumped down, gave Andrea the mic, and we finished the song. So Betsy, thank you so much for not leaving me hanging. But then we're gonna talk about Andrea's moment.
Yeah.
The song that Andrea did, which you have to watch their vlogs, Arc Adventures. It'll probably be on Beach Please. Make sure you subscribe to them. It will be on Huddle Adventures as well. Andrea got up there and totally rapped Ice Ice Baby, rapped perfectly. Okay, like perfectly. And Betsy and I went up there, and all we did was the Ice Ice Baby, dun, 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 vanilla ice ice baby. That was our part right there.
Andrea went all the way through.
She was on boom, boom, boom.
She had like 2 minor stumbles, and she comes out stage. She goes, "I really blew that."
I'm like, "Are you kidding me?"
Laughing.
Like, who could do that other than Vanilla Ice himself? She did, girl.
And let's give Andrea a shout out. She had me in tears laughing. She is absolutely hilarious. She had me crying at dinner time the next day. She's so funny. Okay, now it's just not us. Jonathan Short said this was the first ever cruise we went on where the room steward didn't introduce themselves. Again, I believe they're just overworked guys. I believe they're told don't patronize with the guests and just stay busy, smile. Just smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave. I think that's what they're told. So with that, we will give NCL another try, but unfortunately, it's not going to be for a while unless they launch some kind of, super duper ship and we got to go on an inaugural sailing like soon. But we're pretty tight on our cruise schedule all the way through 2023 and most of 2024.
Well, I will tell you that NCL kind of fumbled the Vlogger 2.0. I know that they don't want to do it on NCL again. They could probably do it. They were talking Royal Caribbean. We'll see what happens with that. We don't know.
They really NCL really didn't go out of their way for the fact that they had all of this good publicity on board, all these channels. They don't seem to have a very in tune social media understanding of how big this is. And I will tell you, the other cruise lines have a better appreciation for cruise vloggers.
Yeah.
We can tell you that firsthand.
I agree with that.
Okay, so now we're going to get away from NCL.
Yep.
Bottom line, would I say don't go on NCL? No, but if you're brand new, I wouldn't tell them not to go on it.
Yeah.
But if you're a brand new cruiser and you ask me which cruise line should you go on first, I'm not going to tell you to take NCL. I'm going to tell you to do either Carnival or Royal, and that's not going to change. I would say if you're a brand new cruiser, try one of those cruise lines. And depending on your personality, I would recommend Royal if you're more chill.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're more party, have fun, I'd recommend Carnival. Mm-hmm. And either of those cruise lines are great with kids too. And we'll just leave it at that. Now, the Vlogger Extravaganza, the actual group cruise. Mm-hmm. Now that, guys, was absolutely incredible.
It was so much fun.
Again, it started at the cruise terminal. We didn't even give a shit that we were in line for almost 3 hours because we were there meeting everybody. And it was like a family reunion because we all knew each other from seeing us on each other on YouTube and from interacting with each other on Instagram and TikTok and on Facebook. So you're like, hey, it's you. And it's like, whoa. And everybody's running up on everybody, getting pictures, people hugging, yelling, screaming. And there was a couple channels that we never really knew very well and didn't really watch all their content. And we really got a appreciation for how cool they are. And now we're like going to be catching up on their content because they're really cool. Now, I will tell you, Josh Hokum was probably the biggest surprise of everybody.
He was incredible. If you could bottle that hot, what do they call him? Hot sauce hokum?
That's what Jamie's.
Yeah, Jamie's calling him hot sauce hokum. If you can bottle some of that hot sauce, I'd buy it.
Yeah,
for sure.
Beach Please backed us up on that about us.
Yeah.
So, so Holcomb,
they did a great job.
The story with him is when he was young, like 15 years old, he decided he wanted to be a cruise director, and that was going to be his life.
Mm-hmm.
And oh, hey, thank you.
Aw, thank you. Seek the Journey. We appreciate that so sincerely.
And welcome to the party. He wanted to be a cruise director.
Yeah.
So his channel was all about that, like almost a resume to, here I am, Josh Holcomb, cruise director. Now, I watched his stuff before, okay? And I'm like, the kid is super high energy, and I'm like going, oh my God. It's almost like drinking coffee late at night, you know, because we usually watch vlogs late at night. And I'm like, he's giving me anxiety. He's running around. He's all over the place. He took over. I will tell you, there isn't no one on that NCL ship that could have. He was better than the cruise director on that cruise ship. He would easily be one of the top Carnival cruise directors if he did it. Now he's getting married.
Yeah.
He has no interest in doing 8-month contracts as a cruise director, and that's too bad.
But he said he would do like a couple month contract, like if he could jump in and fill in for somebody going on maybe a 4 or 6 week vacation, you know, and then pop back in.
But the guy took control of everything.
Yeah.
He ran everything. Anytime there was a microphone, any gathering, he was on it. And he out of the big four running this group cruise, he was by far the smallest, has the smallest channel, but he was the biggest personality of all. And my goodness, when we went to Paradise Beach, they gave him a microphone and a PA system and turned him loose. And he let us, we were doing line dances in the pool. There's over 580 people in our group at Paradise Beach. I think they only hold like 585 or something. It was crazy, guys. Pouring rain, no one cares. Josh has everybody out there doing the wobble, going back and forth, having a blast. The whole pool full of people. Just incredible. Nothing stupid going on. There was no fights. There was no people, you know, being belligerent. There was none of that.
It was so much fun.
It was just a giant party.
There was like a handful of people that booked the Paradise Beach before.
Less than 6.
Yeah,
less than 6 people.
Before we had 550 people there, and there were 6 people that weren't part of our group, and they were not happy.
It had like a Sancho's vibe to it, but it wasn't like crazy, but it was crazy
so
for Paradise Beach. Now keep in mind, we were there 2 months earlier, and we were talking to the manager over there, and it was maybe 20% occupied.
Yeah.
And I told her, I said, when we come back here in 2 months, it's gonna be
off the chisel.
It's gonna be crazy.
Says.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that lady, we ran into her when we were there, and she's like, oh my goodness, you weren't kidding. They were so happy. They had their own crew going around filming everything. And Josh was a man. He led everything, did a great job, and had everybody out there just dancing and having a great time. Guys, it was incredible. And what I can tell you about all of it is they are in the works. They're going to start talking and trying to plan out something for 2025.
If you couldn't make it this time, be there next time.
You have so much fun. Guys, you have to. Now, as far as the hosts, they were all super gracious, humble, very available. They went out of their way to see everybody. And they kind of, what they did was, from what I could tell, we were part of the Sharon at Sea group, because that's who we booked through. Jamie approached us. Jamie and Sharon came and approached us multiple times throughout the week. Ran into us, hey, Eddie and Laura, and Mama Huddles.
Mama Huddles, everybody, every single one of them, big channels, talked to and friended Mama Huddles. So
that was really cool.
It was very cool.
See, now we got to look at it from her perspective. She has mobility issues, so we couldn't get around, and we couldn't go, you know, run around and flock around and follow like Jamie and Sharon. We couldn't do all the stuff they were doing. You know, you have John from the ship show. No, we're doing a hot tub party. No, we're doing this. And they're running all over. We're like, we couldn't keep up with that, because she just couldn't. She can't go from one end of the ship to the other, back and forth. So we had to be strategic and like plant ourselves at certain places and let her rest. She was there as a cruise vlog fan, guys, and she got to meet everybody she wanted to meet. And she was so excited when Don showed up.
Yes.
Because no one was expecting Don from Don's Family Vacations to be there. And, you know, Don just recently got notified that he is cancer-free. after battling cancer for many years.
And Lorraine, Mama Huddle is a cancer survivor.
Yeah,
so it meant a lot to her to tell him, hey, I've been cancer-free for 30 years and give them some cancer-free congratulatory lovin's there. So that was really cool.
So Laura and I had not met Don, and we had not met Per DJ. We never met Josh Holcomb either. So those are the ones we hadn't met before. But we had met Tony, we'd met Sharon and Jamie, and EECC, Jason, Elisa. We met them a few different times.
So we were more interested in meeting the people that we hadn't met. Like we never met, it was our first time meeting Brian and Julie, who we're really good friends with in person, and Mike Cock and Arc Adventures and Cruise Nuts and Eddie and Alice Lugo and on and on and on. Like, we met so many of you guys for the first time.
And that was a cool thing.
Yeah,
and that was really cool about it. So you could have, if you weren't on that cruise, if you're on the next one, don't think for a minute you won't get to spend time with those guys.
Because you will.
They were so gracious. They never got tired of answering questions. Per DJ, before the sail away, when our meet and greet, they weren't even hosts, but they walked out on a deck and people formed a line. And I've got that in a vlog. Actually, it was in a live. If you go to our channel, we have a short live. It's like three and a half minutes long. And I did it because I was up above them and I had them in the background. And I came up and I said, this is where they keep their J&Ds. And, and Dee heard me. She turned around and my mom was sitting right behind them.
She was so excited.
And she's a huge J&D fan. And she got to talk to him there. And then later, a couple days later, we got a picture with her, and you can see that on our Facebook page. It was really, really cool. So it was great to see what it was like from my mom's perspective.
And I don't know, I just, they all were kind of worried about like Jay, you mentioned on his live, he was worried about what people would think of him in person. Love you even more.
Incredible.
Love you even more.
Everybody was exactly who they are on those big channels. Don't act any different.
And all of you guys, and none of you were anything that we didn't expect and hope for. And it was, we made a lot of really good friends, and we're real happy about that.
And the cool thing is with this cruise community, they don't care. They don't care that how many subscribers you have. Those big channels, they don't care. And they're not threatened by you because you're coming in. They don't view anybody as competition. We're all in this together. And our personalities separate us from each other. We deliver our content different ways, different techniques. And what I loved about it was I got to watch a lot of these guys are just starting out, and you can see them. They were like, it was like they were at a sporting event, and they were getting to, meet, LeBron James, and they were like, wow, and it was so cool to get to see that up close and personal. And
Cindy Siegel Media,
it was a kind of hard cruise to vlog, guys. It was kind of hard to vlog because everywhere you went.
Oh, Cheryl and Ed, hi guys.
Oh, hey guys, everywhere we went, there was people vlogging too.
Christy Nichols, hi.
So it was kind of crazy. I did my best
Here
to get
today, we're tomorrow. Hi.
I did my best to get a lot of content, and
we said hi to Seek the Journey. Make sure we're not missing anybody. So I want to talk about really quickly because we're running out of time. I want to talk about the bars. Okay. So we didn't go to every single bar, but I want to tell you about a couple of the ones that we did frequent. And I want to tell you my favorite drink at each one. Okay. So first we spent a lot of time at the Maltings Beer and Whiskey Bar. And my favorite drink on the whole ship was at this bar. And it was the Blackberry Bourbon Smash. They have it on tap. And that was delicious. If you had that, let me know if you agree with me. Oh, hey, Warmstrong. I don't know if I said hi to you, friend. If you had that Blackberry Bourbon Smash, let me know if you thought that was as delicious as I did. That was my favorite drink on the whole bar. The Mixed Bar, which was the bar out in between the Savor Taste and the Manhattan Room in that area. And that was good. They had a pineapple drink there that was amazing. Oh, Sheehan's was always crowded. They had a good lime cooler vodka drink on tap. That was delicious. Shakers, they had an amazing lavendery.
I went into lavendery.
It was lovely.
With my lavender martini.
The Sky vodka ice bar. I don't know if anybody went in that.
Beach Please went in there.
Yep.
And Arc Adventures went in there with us.
And then I know Brian and Julie from Howie Cruise went in there. We lasted 13 minutes because it was freezing. It was very cold. And then you get a drink ticket for 2 drinks. And so we had 1 drink and it was all right. And then we got the other drink and then the guy was laughing at us because we got the non-alcoholic drink. Who does that? We do on accident. Spice H2O was cool. Sid Norman's was amazing. And then we had a couple of drinks at the pool bar, all of which were awesome.
The ice bar, you pay $15. Did you say that? Cover fee?
It's $15 each.
You get 2 coupons. There's 2 different alcohol drinks. There's Sky Vodka based drinks, obviously.
Yeah.
There's a non-alcoholic drink. Both of the drinks taste the same to me. And they were really, really small. And that's another reason why we drink your drinks and you're told don't set the glass down. You have these little gloves they give you. You got little ponchos. There's a video, a short on our channel right now. You can go see that. So here
today, where tomorrow? He said that his rubber feet on his tripod kept getting stuck on the ice. The floor was sticky.
Well,
it was sticky.
Is
it ice?
It's the ice, yeah.
Oh.
It's basically a giant freezer. That's exactly what it is. It's a freezer like in any kind of restaurant or any kind of grocery store. And I said it's like drinking in your local frozen food section at Walmart or something.
Yeah.
So that's what it had a feel of. I thought it would be more decorated in a way that it would look like they'd use like fake ice, make it look more like
it was all ice, like even the seats.
I know that the seats were, but there was a lot of just bare stainless steel walls and stuff in the floor. And like I said, it was cool. Was it worth $15?
I wouldn't do it again, but I thought it was good to do.
Maybe if you live like in a warm weather climate and you want to see what it's like to be cold or something.
Julie bit the ice glass.
Purposely?
Well, yeah.
Now listen, my buddy Andy said he hasn't seen any wine in our wine rack behind us. Now we do have a wine.
We have a wine cooler down below, and it has wine in it.
Yeah, but
we're not big wine people.
I haven't converted to wine yet.
We didn't even talk about what we're drinking. This is a cranberry vodka Cointreau lemon juice weird concoction. I just put a bunch of crap in it.
My buddy Andy and I made a deal. He was really excited about this. Now I will tell any of my cruise buddies, I will drink your drink with you. High Seas, Cindy and Paul. Paul had me drinking bourbon all night one night.
That's where I got stuck on that bourbon smash.
Oh, he's like, oh, you got you. This is.
I like it.
This is imported. It's this. It's that. It's 112 years old. And I'm like, I smell it. He goes, you have to smell it. And then you drink it. And I slammed it down. And he's like, no, you did it like a shot. You're doing it wrong. But anyways, I drank bourbon with him on the Celebration Cruise. And this time I drank red wine with Andy. And
he put his pinky up when he drank it.
And there's pictures of that out there somewhere. Mm-hmm. But I believe they shared a picture of it. But the funny thing is, Andy gave us a new term, guys, and we're going to all start using it.
What is
and it's a walking wine.
Oh.
And he asked him at a restaurant or what. He said, yes, I would like a walking wine. And the guy goes, what? He's like, a walking wine? He goes, what's a walking wine? We don't have walking wine. And he goes, can I get another glass of wine? And the guy goes, yes. It gives him more wine. And then he walked out with it.
There you go.
The guy thought it was a brand, like maybe Christopher Walken wine.
Was that the night that you got the migraine? Julia is asking.
No.
Okay. All right.
The migraine had nothing to do with alcohol. The migraine
was the Day of Paradise Beach.
Yeah. Now, what happens with me, guys, is and I'm learning as I go. I started getting migraines a couple years ago, and most people get migraines. They have triggers that cause them. Mm-hmm. My number one trigger is no caffeine. I live on caffeine. Mm-hmm. It's my favorite fiend, and I live on caffeine except when I'm on vacation. When I'm on vacation, my caffeine intake goes way down. Paradise Beach, okay, one of the things we say every single time when you're going to an all-inclusive resort for an excursion, do not eat breakfast. Don't eat breakfast.
Very true.
Get your butt off the ship and get to the resort as soon as you can to get the best seats possible. They're going to feed you all day there.
Yeah.
Go there hungry so that way you can try all the different food, and don't worry about that. Here's the thing. What do I drink when I get there? Give me a bucket of Tecate Light.
Yeah.
So I didn't get any caffeine. Mm-hmm. So I drank beer all day long. And then probably about an hour before we started leaving, I started feeling a headache come on. I did not bring the headache medication with me. I forgot it. And normally if I feel it coming on, I can take it, head off at the pass, and get through it. No problem. This wasn't one of those cases. In fact, this ended up being one of the worst migraines I've had in my life.
Yeah, it laid him out. It really did.
Yeah, and it went from 4 o'clock in the afternoon all the way to 2 p.m.
Mhm.
or 2 a.m.
Yeah.
That so whatever that is, like 10 hours.
Yeah.
And it was excruciating.
Yeah.
I couldn't move. I couldn't sleep. I was sitting in the dark. That's why I missed the Italian restaurant with my mom and Laura. I told them go ahead without me. There's no way I could. I didn't eat anything. The last thing I ate was coconut shrimp at 2:00, and I didn't eat again until like 10:00 in the morning the following day. And that is not me on a cruise ship. And that killed me, not being able to go and do anything the rest of the day. But honestly, I was just hoping I wasn't going to die from it. I was like, I felt like I was having an aneurysm.
So we have a few minutes left. So I would like to ask everybody, did you have any hilariously embarrassing moments? Because I have one that I'm going to share that happened at Paradise Beach. So anything funny and or embarrassing that happened besides Julie biting the glass at, I just saw that on the screen, at the ice bar. Please do share it. At Paradise Beach, I was drinking the killer Kool-Aid, and we were in the, it was pouring rain, and we were in the pool, and we were doing line dances for a good hour, dancing on and on and on. And then you're in the water, and when you're in the water, like everything's like, super easy, and you could do all the moves.
Except
like
for
in
the
moving
moving side to side.
Yeah.
That's a little more work.
Yeah. I mean,
but it looks like everybody can dance.
Yeah,
when
your feet are really going because like it's underwater and it's like super easy. Okay, so that was all happening. So I go to get out, and like you had to like climb up on this ledge, and then like I was sitting there, and I don't know how many killer Kool-Aids I had. A lot, at least 8. I'll say 8. And then so I went to get up, but my legs were like they were kind of jelly because I was going under the water for an hour, and so my legs were like jelly, so like I couldn't like get up right away, and so I just like sat down, and then when I sat down, I like spun and I landed like this in there, and I looked around and no one was looking at me or vlogging it, and then I waited a few minutes, and then I ended up getting up, and I don't think anybody vlogged that and or saw it, but that happened.
No, I didn't see it. We kind of got separated at Paradise Beach a couple times. It literally, the rain was pouring, man. It was pouring. It didn't matter. It didn't slow down anything, guys. It was incredible. The party was still going, and we left, like I said, we left around 3:30 because we had a 5:30 reservation for dinner, and I was starting to get that headache.
All right, so I have a couple of so Cruise Nuts Mike, he doesn't have any memory of how Tracy got him back to the ship. Wow, that was awesome.
Good day.
And then Andy but the line to me, EECC Travels, cut everyone off and went right up there. Did anybody yell at you, Andy?
What did he do?
He cut the line to me, EECC. Like he like jumped the line.
He did on accident, I'm sure.
Well, the people there aren't playing with their stuff. And then Beach Please, Mike is the officially NCL's Mr. Sexy Legs 2023.
Who is?
Mike from Beach Please. We're gonna need video. We're gonna need photograph evidence. So
we want to see your trophy.
We need to see that. Julie proves she can't dance. You lie, Julie. You can dance. You're so silly. Let's see. I think that's it. Awesome.
So again, when the next Vlogger Extravaganza Cruise comes out, keep in mind, we got the list today of all the channels. There were fewer channels there than we thought. Okay.
Really?
I counted it out. I didn't even tell her.
Yeah.
I forgot. I counted 59 on the list that Sharon sent out today. 59 channels were there represented, and I looked through it. And I didn't see anybody missing that I was aware of.
Yeah.
So there's approximately almost 900 people in this group, 59 channels. So we ran into a lot of cruise vlog fans.
We did.
Lots and lots and lots.
Yeah.
And we gave our business cards out. We gave out over 200 business cards.
Yeah. And we picked up close to 200 subscribers throughout the week.
Yeah, it was
that was cool.
It was like tick, tick, tick every single day.
Yeah.
But the cool thing was we also ran into, now that ship holds 4,000 people, and it was at full capacity, or thereabouts, 98%, if not full. The majority of people on the ship didn't even know this cruise, the group cruise was happening. They didn't know it was a vlogger cruise. We ran into several first-time cruisers, couples, and they were asking me, "Is it normal for everybody to run around with these cameras?" I go, "No, not like this, not to this extent, no." And it was really cool meeting brand new cruisers. They didn't know anything about researching cruises on YouTube. They knew nothing about cruise vlogs. And then we met people that are seasoned cruisers that don't watch cruise vlogs.
Yeah.
And so for us, that was a really cool thing.
Yeah.
So since we had met all the big channels and, mom couldn't get around really well, we were mingling with people in the bars a lot. She don't like being out in the sun either. So we were meeting all these people, we're standing there ordering our drinks, the poor NCL one bartender, you end up talking to people a lot because you're waiting a long time for drinks. So it was really cool and eye-opening. So next time, just keep that in mind that it's an included group. Everybody is included. There's no one's excluded from anything. It's really warm. It's fun. Each individual, whoever you book your cruise with, will have individual things they will do with their groups a little bit, but for the most part,
it's a big old party.
Yeah, it's a big old party. And we didn't do the group photo
no,
because NCL only gave them, they only gave them first thing in the morning, and we're like, we're not going.
I got my pictures, and so we just.
Jamie said he thinks it's like 65% of the people were present for the picture, but they had them get there like 7 in the morning on the last sea day. But who wants? You got to get up the last day early to get off the ship. That's the day we always sleep in, that last sea day. So we just looked at it and said, no, we're not going to do that. But again, we strongly recommend
beach, please.
We strongly recommend booking this.
Yes.
If you're a fan of vlogs, or if you are a vlogger, or if you're both, book it. It was a great time. I haven't heard anybody. I did hear some people complaining when we did the meet and greet. The meet and greet area, we were packed like sardines. NCL did not give us enough room.
No, that's not the vlogger.
NCL underestimated this whole entire thing, and they're going to pay for it now because they will not book the next one with NCL. Royal Caribbean is the one they're talking about, and I will guarantee you, Royal Caribbean will roll out the red carpet. If they did it with Carnival, the red carpet would be even bigger.
Bezos Travels.
But they again they just underestimated a lot of this, and it could have been done better. But I heard people complaining, well, this is ridiculous. I'm never going to get to meet, who, or this person, that person. And they were aggravated that they couldn't see anything.
Yeah.
And you could hear Josh working the mic, but you couldn't see Josh because he was basically at floor level.
Yeah.
All these people, it was, what's it called? H2O, which is the over 16 or adult area, pool area. It had it all roped off. And every time we had an event, they gave us space for it, and they said this is a private event, and they had the ropes up. But at the same time, there wasn't enough.
Fields.
There was not. Hi, Nancy. There wasn't enough room for our group to fit at H2O, and I heard a lot of like older people complaining that they did not like that. Again, not the fault of anyone on the cruise. It's just thanks, Nancy. It was just a case of NCL did not respect the size of our group. I don't even know if they took it serious. I honestly, I don't.
They probably didn't. But I'll tell you that the big channels said a couple of things. They said that they want to take a break because this was such a huge event for them and a lot of planning. They're going to take a couple months, if not a little longer, before they schedule the Vlogger 2.0. It will be sometime in 2025. So be aware of that.
Jamie pointed out a really important thing. In 2020, when they planned this, no one had anything booked. Because cruising was shut down. So it was easy for them to pick a time to schedule the Vlogger Extravaganza cruise. It was easy for them to do it. Now, many of us have cruises booked 2 years out in advance.
Right.
So when you start doing stuff like this, something has to give. You're going to have to start moving stuff around to make room for it, whatever. And we will. We'll move whatever we have to because it was such a cool event. I don't care what cruise we have booked. We will move it to do this one, and we suggest you guys do the same. And again, it was awesome. And I want to thank everybody that was in here tonight.
Yeah, so listen, before we let you go, I just want to tell you that we had an amazing time. It was an absolute pleasure meeting all of you. My only regret for this entire cruise is that I didn't get to spend more time with every single one of you in here. It was so much fun.
And a lot of people in here weren't there.
Yeah.
And you better be there
next time.
No, you better.
You don't want to miss it. So we'll let you guys go for the night. We love you. And we'll talk to you soon.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.